and about the work that they're doing now, all of these organizations. And so we talked a lot with them, and want to partner later on, you know, in thinking about some ways to do that. Religious institutions, we definitely know the Black, you know, the church is an important institution, one of the most important institutions of the Black community, and so we've been talking a lot with our pastors and clergy about connecting to the Black Worker Center, and we want to build out this Worker Justice Action Committee to be connected to our churches who have activist arms.
What type of committee?
A Worker Justice Action.
Worker Justice Action.
Yeah. So, I mean, we've been working, you know, with the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, Dr. Lewis Logan, who's with the Ruach Community Fellowship, with True Way Missionary Church, so Donald Wilson, who's also a leader in the Unite here, Local 11. So they're folks, you know, who already made the connection between connecting, right? They're trying to make their churches more aware of the social justice fights and struggle, and so we really want to push more into that, and gain some more connection there. You know, we work a lot with Scope and Agenda, with Community Coalition, they're our advisory board, Lane, and then we also have had a strong connection to, because of research, with getting research advice from Regina Freer at Occidental College. Helps a lot in the initial development of the work too.
You seem so excited about all this. This is great. This is great.
I am. I know it's fun work.
Okay, now I get to ask a good one here. Okay, what government agencies or corporation is the Black Worker Center currently partnering with or targeting? Let's go with targeting first. Is there any, let's say, okay, a corporation, okay, you've mentioned one, the Metro Rail.
Oh, right, which is the government agency.
Right, so you are targeting them for, you want something from them. Okay, is there any other corporations or government agencies that basically you are partnering with or targeting? Okay, and apparently this sounds like a partnering with the Metro Rail. Could be.
Well, right now, I know it's right, because we got part of what we need, what we think is good. It's not as much of a partnership as we'd like it to be, right? Because there is still a lot, right? We're going to still have to do a lot of organizing to really make sure that that monitoring enforcement is really implemented. So I think, you know, we just can see the difference, right, between our partners who we could call up and say, hey, you're really missing this part, or we have to have, you know, we really have to organize a community force to say, this is what needs to happen, and the community's holding you accountable. The other, I guess, in terms of when we aren't targeting any corporations right now, I think we were also on a similar, so targets really have been, right, government agencies, at the city, at the county. So the board of supervisors were responsible for adopting the project labor agreement and local hire agreement for the Martin Luther King Hospital MAC project. So we had to.
That was MAC,
yeah, so it's a multi-ambulatory care center. So it's like 2 different construction projects. That was a big construction project that they're planning to break ground on this fall. But we're trying to partner with the OFCCP, so it's the Office of Federal Contracts and Compliance Programs, the federal government. So one key point of leverage that we see with this MTA work is that there's funding from the Federal Transportation Authority, so it can maybe help us to override some of the Proposition 209 barriers on affirmative action. That if there's federal government funding of this work, then the federal government has some jurisdiction to influence policies around diversity. And so we've been meeting a lot with the OFCCP to partner with them to make sure that they are monitoring this work, and that the MTA will partner with them to make sure that they do their job in the compliance. So that's another place where we're doing a lot. Yeah, we can be partners trying that approach right now, and I think it's working out well. And also with with the unions too,
Absolutely.
who have some say in, you know, the policies and processes for folks getting access to.
Right. Well, and I don't even know how that will
Mhm.
work. You know, they have unionized members who are mentoring and, you know, so I don't know all the ins and outs of that. It sounds really interesting. And I'm gonna let Guadalupe ask the last question here,
Mhm.
number 11,
Okay.
because we really don't need to get into 12. I think we've
Mhm.
covered that part of it.
I read some of the research that it was saying that the Black Worker Center is just one of few. There are not many Black Worker Centers that focus actually in African American needs. But is the Black Worker Center involved with fighting for immigration reform and immigrant rights?
Well, we haven't formally been a part of it. I think just with but we have met with a lot of the worker centers. We support comprehensive immigration reform. Definitely know that a lot, our struggle is really interconnected, and that fight is, where we can make some strides. That we hope that it's something that can benefit everyone. Just like when the issues of equality is about all communities of color, and the power building that we're doing, we're both living in the same neighborhoods, that we want to make those connections and have those conversations. So we definitely see there's a lot of potential there for where we want to take the work.
So does the Black Worker Center intend to build a stronger bond with regarding, let's say, people of, let's say, of brown color, regarding immigration rights and immigration, what's the other deal, reform, essentially? I understand you have some loose ties.
Yeah.
Is there a plan to basically work stronger with them? Because, traditionally now, from the research that I've done, the immigration workers have essentially welcomed us in as African Americans. So, and as far as, and this is like I say from my just research, so it would make sense to me that at some point, once the Black Worker Center is stronger, once it has a more solid base, to include all those that are, being treated unjustly, you see, so.
No, we definitely agree with that. One of the things that I don't know if you know about the Black Alliance for Just Immigration, but this is an organization that was started in Oakland, I think a couple of years ago. And I think, we've been talking a lot with them about just the need. Another reason why we're actually called the Black Worker Center and not the African American Worker Center, because we want to be more inclusive of all the Black community, right? So knowing that there are also immigrants of African descent, right, who are not being included a lot in these discussions around immigration reform, who we think should be lifted more to the forefront, that discussion should be elevated more. BAJI, or the Black Alliance for Just Immigration, has been doing a lot of education work around that. We see that as really important. And also and I think their approach too that we agree with is that there's a lot of work that we want to do within our community first, to make sure, the folks are understanding the issues and what's happening, why this is important, that takes us, that will help to move us towards action on a fight that includes everyone. I know, what does that look?
No, the look is that, no, I definitely agree with you. I definitely believe you. I believe that the Black Worker Center is going to, be a success. I do appreciate the time that you've taken out of your busy schedule to meet with us.
Sure.
But I know, I see that you get really excited about your work and about you have a passion for what you're doing. So I just wanted to make sure because we've covered all the questions. We could sit here and talk, but like I say, I just wanted to respect your time.
You're very respectful and
Right,
expeditious.
I
I didn't mean anything by that. I was just trying to read your face, that's all.
Oh, okay.